All right, so I'm gonna tell you, this is part two of my video. So if you haven't watched part one, be sure to watch it so that this all makes sense for you. And I'm just gonna tell you how to quit smoking weed now. And by the way, I'm not selling any books or any sort of programs. I'm just some genuine heart to heart with random people out there watching this YouTube video. And my advice is really strong, and powerful. Not to brag, but seriously, I quit smoking weed. I was addicted like crazy. And 4 years now. It's been 4 years and a month since I've smoked weed, and I'm 100% sober. I don't even drink I don't drink anymore. And I used to be an alcoholic, and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I used to be a chain smoker. I'm 24 years old, and I'm just gonna tell you some seriously like how-to advice, like not like, but some really good advice. You know, not it's not gonna be real vague or anything. It's gonna be like specific. Okay. So real quick, like I was saying in my last at the end of the last video, I wanted to quit smoking weed. I quit when I was 20, 24 now. I wanted to quit since right when I turned about 17. Like I was about 17 years old, and I really wanted to start quitting. I just wanted to quit. That's when I started feeling those feelings. Like, hey man, it's been 2 years. I've been smoking weed for 2 years now, and I don't. I just want to quit. Like I'm wasting my time. People have always told me I had potential, and I had a lot of things that I really, really wanted to do in life. Like there was all kinds of things I wanted to do and start doing again. Like I wanted to start playing hockey again, and I wanted to start playing my guitar like I was before. I shred on guitar. I was really good at guitar, and I quit playing guitar. And I was into filmmaking. I wanted to make movies, and I wanted to make like funny movies and stuff. And I would write comedy stuff. I wanted to do stand-up comedy. There's all these things I want to do in life. I want to be a business owner. I want to, all this. I want to be an entrepreneur. And I felt like weed was holding me back from just many things. I mean, like not to meant like that. That's like small time compared to what I really felt like I was missing out on. I felt like I was just missing out on being myself. I didn't feel myself anymore. I was just like, dude, these last 2 years, I'm smarter enough to be able to do the math and realize like, hey man, weed's changed who I am. You know what I mean? Weed has seriously changed the path I was on for sure. I was heading in the direction where I would do all these things that I want to do, and live up to my potential for sure. You know what I mean? And weed definitely knocked me off that path. And now I'm on this other path where I'm just a really bad influence and a piece of crap. Seriously, like I got all these kids smoking weed. I got all these kids, hooked on weed and alcohol and cigarettes, bad influence, and I'm just like, I'm just a piece of crap. If someone says, "What do you do with your time?" I would just, if, I'd probably be too embarrassed to admit it, but I'd be like, "Dude, all I do is smoke weed and hang out with my friends." That's basically what my life is like. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, it just felt like I can't live with myself like that. I knew other people that'd be like, "What's wrong with that? You mean you don't want to smoke weed all day and play video games with us? What's wrong with you?" I seriously have friends that were like, dude, I think smoking weed every day and smoking and playing video games, all day with all our friends, I think that's like the way to live. But I feel sorry for them because that's not what I had planned. That's not, I mean, I think I'm here for better things than that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I really started wanting to quit, especially when I had friends that quit smoking weed before they became serious, like, in like really into it. They smoked weed for like 3 months and then they quit. Since then, I always kind of like admired them. I was like, dude, they don't even need weed and we do. Like that's so weird. Like I wish I didn't need weed. And I mean, they got hooked for like a little bit, less than 6 months, and then they stopped. And then so it's like they're evidence that I don't need it. You know what I mean? And we're totally peers. I mean, I grew up with these kids since like kindergarten, first grade, second grade. We're like the same in so many ways, to where we're like great friends. We have very like minds. So that's evidence that I don't need to be smoking. And they actually had the most going on for them. Like my friends who had things going on for them were like the ones that didn't smoke. You know, um, we have a graduation picture. A panorama? No, it's not a panorama, but it's so many people and it looks like a panoramic picture. My friend took it. It was on graduation day when we graduated, the year 2004. I didn't graduate. The year that I was supposed to graduate, 2004, we went to our graduation, went to high school. There was like probably close to 30 people scrunched up in this photo, right? And I'm in that photo too. Out of all 30 people, there's only two people wearing graduation gowns, okay? Out of all 30 people, the two that were wearing graduation gowns didn't smoke weed at all. In fact, there were two of the friends that I was telling you about that started to and then quit right away. And the reason why they quit was just like some of the things they were saying was, "Hey man, it feels like a loser thing to do. I feel like a low life when I smoke. Um, I look down on it. I don't want to do it, and I don't want people to look down on me." And when they quit, they were looking down on me. We were no longer peers anymore. We were peers and we didn't smoke weed. Then I started. Then we were peers and we didn't smoke weed. Then I started smoking weed and I got them smoking weed. But then they quit and they looked down on me. You know what I mean? So we were no longer peers. It was just like at this weird angle, and we stopped hanging out too. All I did was hang out with other potheads. I would only hang out with people that were down here with me. All the people that were like living that sober life up there, it's like we didn't even see each other. We're invisible to each other. You know what I mean? And just so you know, if you still smoke weed, when you do drugs, you think everyone does drugs. When I smoked weed, I thought everyone smoked weed. I would look at kids walking. I'd be like, "Hey, he's walking to the liquor store. He's gonna go buy some zigzags," or he's walking back from the liquor store. He just bought some zigzags. Or when I would see people sitting in the passenger seat of a car, if I looked to my left and I would see someone like sitting in a passenger seat looking down towards their lap, I'd be like, he's rolling a blunt right now, or he's rolling a joint, or he's packing a bowl. I thought everyone was into it, you know? And then now I look at them, like, he's probably text messaging someone. But and my friend he started doing coke for a while. He doesn't do it anymore, but he thought everyone was on coke. I was like, dude, no one is on coke but you, man. You're the only cokehead that I know. He seriously was like, dude, that guy was so tweaked out. You saw that guy? He was on one. He was on one. Like, I'm like, dude, he's not on one. He's just excited. He doesn't even look like he smokes cigarettes, man. He doesn't do coke. You know what I mean? Um, but anyway, just so you know, if you're in the world of getting high and partying and drinking and smoking weed, you might think everyone does it. But when you quit, you realize how big this world is, and you realize how small your little pothead world is. Your little partying world is. It's so small, dude. And you know what's crazy? And you're living in this small world, and all you see and all you know are the people of that world, and you really think that that is the world. You think the entire world lives that way. No, man. Everyone's sober except for you and your small world of friends. Seriously. And 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 when you live that way, when that's what you do, when you're a pothead, when you're an alcoholic, and you like to party on Friday through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever it is you do, when that's your world, that little lifestyle, you set yourself up to be rejected by everyone in this world except other people like you. Just like punk rockers, kids who wear all that punk stuff and got like freaking chains and all this stuff all over their body. I'm not bashing them, you dudes, especially the sober ones. No, I'm just saying. Prime example so you can see what I'm talking about. Those people who have the green spiky mohawk, chains coming up all over their body and all those weird t-shirts ripped off and patched back on. Those punk rock kids are setting themselves up to be rejected by everyone except other punk rocker kids. Now you see what I'm saying? Like those death metal kids, like I listen to metal, but there was those kids that were all gothic, just white, paint their face white and just hair straight down. Like they set themselves up to be rejected by everyone in this world except other gothic kids. Like let me give you an example. Let's say there's this guy, let's say he's a good looking guy, or yeah, let's say he's a good looking guy, right? But now he's all gothic and he only wears white makeup. Dude, black girls aren't going to think he's good looking. Like, the general population aren't going to be attracted to him. Only other gothic girls. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you do drugs, you set yourself apart from the entire world. Okay? And you only get along and mingle with, and you only. I mean, do you think that it's a coincidence that all the friends you made in the last X amount of years since you started smoking and doing drugs have all been potheads and drug addicts? I mean, that might be part of what leads you to believe the whole world is like that, because everyone you meet is like that. But the reason why you meet them and hang out with them and find them to be cool enough to hang out with is because they do what they do. Okay? But now, my bad, I'm sidetracking here. Some motivation. So look, my friend's mom, like I wanted to quit smoking weed when I was 17 and I couldn't. Like it was just hard and I was trying and trying, I couldn't. I found it to be a very hard thing to do. I was like, okay, I'm gonna quit weed on this 420 that's coming up. There's a 420 when I was 17. There's a 420 coming up, and I remember I was walking with a couple of my friends that were sober. The ones that graduated, like that group of kids. They all hung out with each other still, and we would just see them every once in a while, because we had different worlds. See what I'm saying? We're being rejected by everyone else but ourselves. So anyway, I was hanging out with those guys once, and it was walking with them, and they were like, "Dude, man, you should want to quit smoking weed by now. You should quit smoking weed, dude. Like, you have so much potential, whatever. Like, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, man. You know, you can graduate still. You should really want to now." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I do. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, I really want to now, man. Thanks, dude." I was like, you know what? And I remember exactly where I was walking when I said this. I remember exactly what street I was on, the side of the street. I was right in the middle of these guys, and I was just like, dude, I want to quit smoking weed. I was like, I'm gonna quit on 420. And they're like, for reals? For reals, man? I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna quit smoking weed on 420. Blah, 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 blah. And I started telling everybody that too. Hey, man, when 420 comes along, I'm gonna quit. And so the whole plan was to get really, really, really high, like more high than usual, smoking an extremely high amount of weed, the best weed I could find, and then the next day quit. Um, and then the next day would be my first day without smoking weed. So that day rolled along, and the next day I smoked weed. So I screwed up, and then I started planning to quit. Okay, I'm gonna quit on Monday then. And for some reason, people who want to quit, they always choose Monday. I'm gonna quit on Monday. It just sounds like a fresh new day or something. Like it's the first day of the week, so you're just like, I'm gonna quit on Monday. That's just like a very natural thing to do. So I kept choosing Monday. I was like, I'm quit on Monday, and I relapse. I quit on Monday, and I relapse. So I kept choosing all these Mondays. Like every Sunday I would quit, and then every Monday I would relapse. And then it got to the point where I was quitting every day. I would quit at night, and I would relapse in the morning. Quit at night, relapse in the morning. And I started hating myself almost. Not hating myself, but I was getting frustrated. I was just like, oh, I really want to quit now, man, and I can't. Like, and I would smoke weed and talk about how much I hate smoking weed. I'd be like, man, I can't believe I'm doing this, dude. Like, seriously, I would, and then my friends would be like, dude, you're such a downer now, man. Like, I'm not a downer, but like, I'm making them think about them quitting. So I'm like bringing negative attention. Like, they don't want to think about that, you know? They start getting mad at me a little bit. By the way, I only got 3 minutes left in this video before it cuts me off, so I'm probably going to have to make part 3. But definitely watch it. If you want to quit, especially if you really want to quit, I'm going to throw everything that I can think of to tell you that's going to help. And yeah, dude, and it should help, okay? So, really quick, I got to take this phone call. Just 1 second. It's real quick. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, let me talk to you in a little bit. I have to go. Call me back. All right, bye. Sorry. Um, so, um, so anyway, I was trying to say was I kept relapsing, dude. And I remember it got to the point where I was giving away weed, and and you know, I started off smoking crap weed like stress, and that's cool if you whatever, but I mean, I was smoking like the cheap $5 sacks, and then eventually all I smoked was chronic. You know, we call it chronic, and then when I was 17, that's what I was smoking, just like some dank, some chronic, you know. And so I would give away my weed. It would cost a lot of money. But like, dude, I got like a gram left or something, like which is like a $20 sack of chronic, and I would just give it away. Like, here you go, dude. I'm quit. Here goes my pipe, my bong. Here goes my zigzags, my blunt wraps. Take it all. I quit tonight, you know. And I would relapse the next morning. And I'm like, dude, I gave all that stuff away, and I would buy a bunch of weed, and I would give it away at night. So every night I was giving away weed. Every night I would just quit all the time, and people like to be around me, like, hey, he might give you some stuff, you know. You might want to smoke weed with that guy. And then like, seriously, I think they really were eventually. This one kid got so much weed from me. But anyway, I just kept relapsing. And you know what? I'm going to have to make another video because I only got 1 minute left here. So I'm going to stop right now and watch my next video. And I promise you, I'm going to throw it all in there. I'm not going to go past that 15-minute line. And I'm just going to tell you every single thing that I can think of that's going to help you quit smoking weed. And look, man, I'm 4 years and a month sober. Take it from me. And especially if you're like relative, like really close to my age, I'm 24. You know, if you're like a teenager or you're a young adult, really, you'd probably identify with like all this crap I'm going to tell you. And yeah, man, and I quit, man. And I'm going to tell you how to, man. I'm going to tell you like specifically stuff that's going to help you. I'm not going to be real vague, you know what I mean? And I'm not selling anything either. I noticed, when I was still smoking, I tried to look online how to quit smoking weed. Like, oh, buy my product, give me $20, and I'll tell you how. No, man, I'm not asking for any of that. Just watch this video, dude. This one random kid on YouTube, through typing to him, got him to quit smoking weed, and now he's like sober as crap, and we talk all the time on Facebook. It's been 2 years. Okay? Talk to you in the next video later.